Rolling.
All right, guys, so what I want to talk to y'all next, or take this part of the video to explain some of the things that I learned when I was cooking, because I started out originally cooking competition barbecue, and I'm surprised that I was able to continue for as long as I did, because I hated the way competition barbecue was when I was younger, and in a way it's still that way. People in competition barbecue, they don't tell you that any secrets whatsoever. They don't try to help you. A few people do, but it's rare. You know, they're out there to make their money, to win, of course, that's what it's about. But when I came along, I had people give me bad advice on purpose, and I later found out that the advice was on purpose. I thought, hey, these guys are giving me advice, awesome. No, they were setting me up for failure intentionally. And it put a bad taste in my mouth with barbecue as far as competition, because I thought everybody was like that. And it wasn't until I got the pit that we're cooking these briskets on right now, when I had it made, the old man that built it, me and him, I would go every day and ask him, hey, how's it going? Watch him weld. And he'd weld for a little while, and then he'd sit down and we'd talk barbecue like we're doing right now. And I learned more from that man. Hardly ever did we ever fire up a barbecue pit and throw meat on there. You know, most of the time we were just talking. And he gave me so much advice about barbecue. The man's forgot more about barbecue than I'll ever know. And it helped me. It seriously helped my cooking. For one, like I said, you notice my vents are wide open. He's the one who taught me that. He would say, let the pit do what it wants to do. Imagine a pit as a living, breathing animal, and you let it do what it wants. Don't choke it down. Don't sit there and try to make it bend to your will. Instead, let it do what it wants to do. Put your meat on there and cook. Adjust your times by the way the pit's cooking. And that helped me more than any advice I ever got, because I still do that. I treat that pit like it's an oven. And I truly believe I can cook anything on that pit that I can cook in my oven at home. And I've done it. I've cooked cakes. I had a friend that I used to host cook-offs, and he came every year to come to my event, and every year he would cook a pineapple upside down cake for me and him to enjoy, because he knew that was one of my favorite cakes, and he cooked it on his barbecue pit every single time. It was one of the best cakes I've ever eaten in my life. You can do that. Anything you want cooked, cook it on your pit. That's the only way you're going to get better, is practicing doing things outside the box. Not just cooking a brisket, not just cooking ribs, cooking things on there that, hey, your wife's going to cook a casserole, and throw it on the pit and see how it comes out. It's going to make you a better pit master. It really will. So those are things that helped me. Earlier I was telling you about the seasoning. It doesn't matter what you're seasoning your briskets with. Like I said, I saw a guy cook a great brisket with just salt. Everybody in Central Texas loves salt and pepper. Some of them will get real crazy and they'll add garlic to it. But that's not the limitations of barbecue. Man, put whatever makes you happy on there and you will get a better brisket. Don't try to copy it just because somebody else is doing it that way. Hey, if you live in South Carolina and you're using a rub on your ribs or whole hog out there that you like, try it on brisket and see how it comes out. You know, eventually you'll find something that you will become yours. And like me, my recipes, I came up with my seasoning over 20 years ago, and I've used it on everything since then. Chicken, ribs, turkey, everything here at the restaurant has that seasoning in it. I'm not saying my seasoning's any better than anybody else, but I like it, and I'm gonna cook what I like. That's how you're gonna be a better pit master too. Cook what you like. A friend of mine who is a professional chef one time years ago gave me some advice that has stuck with me ever since. And he told me, he said, let your food tell a story. And that food on that pit is my story. So make your own story and you'll be a better pit master too.